Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a pretty special project planned for the stock tank pool, and we're going to add a water heater to it. And this is our 625 gallon poly stock tank, and let me take you over here and show you the heater we're going to put on it. Alright, so this is a Gasland tankless water heater, and these are made for camping and off-grid stuff. And it's a lightweight unit, weighs about 24 pounds, and it's 82,000 BTUs at 3.18 gallons per minute, and it's a model BS318. So Gasland sent me this to hook up to my stock tank pool. So we're gonna get this unpackaged. These are all the accessories it came with. It came with the hose to hook up to the LP tank, and I should say this is a propane fired, and it just uses 2 D-cell batteries, and we'll show you that later. 2 D-cells for the ignition, and it came with all the accessories, fittings, a hose for the shower wand, a little holder for that. And so my plan is to attach it to this hand truck I just picked up at Harbor Freight. Pretty cheap, it's like $67 for a brand new hand truck. So my plan is I want to have the water heater mounted on here, along with the tank down there and a water pump. I'll show you the water pump I have. And so we got some fittings, some small hoses, some quick disconnects. So we're going to get all this put together, and I'll show you how we do it, and hopefully it works. My calculations, I found a calculator online, and it said that 82,000 BTUs would heat 625 gallons. It would raise the temperature about 16 degrees. So if it's 80, it'll take it up to 96, which is plenty. Well, I'm not trying to make a hot tub out of it. I just want it to be warm, so we can use it into the fall, early winter. So let me get everything hooked up, and I'll show you every step of the way. Now I'm just going to drill a couple of holes through the top of this. And I'm going to mount this PVC board I had left over. I'm trying to use up what I got around the house in the container. So I'm going to mount this, and then this will make a nice mounting surface for the water heater. Just using a couple of 1/4-inch carriage bolts. Alright, that was pretty simple. A couple of 1/4-inch carriage bolts, PVC board, 3/4-inch thick. I'll get those tightened up. And now we can put some bolts in here, and it'll raise that up just a little bit. Give us plenty of room for the tank and the pump and everything. Alright, I used some Allen head bolts there instead of the countersunk. And they fit down into those key slots pretty nice. So I am gonna have to do something down here, just so it sits straight up and down. We'll get something and shim it out a little bit. All right, I did the same thing on the bottom that I did on the top. I had this little small piece of PVC, and I just got a couple of screws in it there, and it's bolted just like the upper one. That keeps everything nice and level. And this thing's pretty stable. I can push forward on it with the wheels off the ground, and when I let it go, it comes back. So I feel pretty good about that. And then we'll mount the tank down here on the foot, probably just ratchet strap it. So let me get the water pump out and see how we're going to handle that. All right, so I got this little Drummond. It's a 120 volt pump. Here's all the specs on it. 450 gallons per hour at 0 foot of draw. Uses a 3/4 inch garden hose connection. And it says that it's not for continuous use, but we're going to try it anyway. It has a brass impeller to ensure long life, so comes with a nice little weighted suction thing, so that might work good sitting on the bottom of the pool. We'll see about that. And then it's got a hose here, might be able to utilize that. And then the pump itself. So we'll see. All right, I got the pump mounted. I was able to just tie wrap it to this crossbar right here, and I got the height just right, so the pump kind of goes up under that little piece of board that I put on there. And I just got some tie wraps around that, around the pole here, double tie wrap through these holes, double tie wrap through there, so it's pretty sturdy on there. We'll go with that for now, and that way I can get to the priming cap. You're supposed to take this off and pour a little water in there to prime it. And then you got your inlet coming from the pool, and then the outlet's going to go to the water heater. So we'll get those hoses hooked up now. And I got the gas tank mounted on there with a ratchet strap. So far I'm pretty happy with that. Let me get the hoses hooked up, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the kit comes with a couple of fittings. I guess the fittings or the threads on the heater itself are BSP, which is British Standard pipe. So they came with adapters, and this goes from British Standard pipe to garden hose thread. 3/4 garden hose thread there. And this is the female British Standard pipe to 3/4 female garden hose thread. So we're going to put those on, and they come with little washers. Drop down in there. We'll get these threaded on the heater. This did come with the, I could have used this, I guess. This came with the water pump. So let me see what works best here. Now we're going to put these two fittings on. Snug those down a little bit. Don't want to get too carried away on that. That should be tight enough. Let's see. Snug that down. Just taking it from the Yeah, I already got it on the wrong side here. Outlet, O-ring. So outlet of the pump. Inlet will be coming out of the pool. So I'll tie wrap that hose up out of the way, and we'll get this thing over by the pool and see if we can get it going. All right, let's get the batteries in here. There's a little battery box here. You just turn the lever, open the door, and inner one is positive out. It's got a little catch in there to keep the battery from falling out on you. And that's positive, and this one says negative out. So this one will go like that. Yeah, nice. Got a little spring tension on it there. Alright, that's that. I got my T. Let's see here. The fitting they provided that screws into the bottom for the shower head doesn't work with the garden hose thread, so I'm just gonna have to get a different hose because they got this quick disconnect built in. So I'm just gonna get a different hose that'll accept this shower head. I think this part's pretty standard, so I may even have one here. I have to look around. We're not gonna worry about that for now. I do have this splitter on here, and I'll keep that one shut, and I can hook the shower head up to it later and having it run up the side here. This is going to be my outlet going into the pool, hot water going into the pool, and we got some hoses made up here, one for inlet, one for outlet. So let's roll it over to the pool and get it fired up. Let me read the book real quick and see what it says about startup. All right, we're going to try to follow the manual here. First thing I need to do is prime this pump. Take that cap out. Okay, that's full. All right, we're going to plug the pump in. Now we can open this. All right, I just heard the burner light. We got steady water flow now. Now we can turn the heat up. It lit right off. All right, the water temperature is about 74, 75. And here's our output. That water's hot. It's at least 95 degrees. Feels good. All right, let me see what time it is. It's 10 till 6. We'll let that run for a while and see how long it takes. Pump's not too bad. It's supposed to be a quiet operation. It's not terrible. With these 25-foot hoses, I can move it away from the pool as far as I need to. Alright, it's been about an hour since I started the heater. I wanted to show that I wrapped some hardware cloth around that weighted inlet just to help keep some debris out of there. The pool's pretty clean, so it shouldn't be an issue. So it's been just a little about an hour, 5 minutes now. And we are at 80, between 85, 86 degrees. So it's gone up approximately 10 degrees in an hour. So that's pretty acceptable in my opinion. So I think another hour this thing will be ready for me to get in. I can't stand cold water. That's the whole point of doing this project. So yeah, the pool looks good. I'm real happy with the setup there. Pump's still running, hadn't died yet. It's not made, it says it's not made for continuous use, but there are some that are. I just wasn't able to get one today. So I'll look into that. If this one quits, I'm gonna keep running it. If it quits, I'll get one. They're not very expensive on Amazon. It's made to run continuous. This one's doing good for now. We'll see how long the propane tank lasts. That thing was full, I believe, when I hooked it up. So I'll have to get me another one for standby. So yeah, we'll check back in another hour and see what the temperature is. Not bad, high 80s now. Yeah, water temperature feels pretty consistent all the way around. I think when it hits 90, I'll be ready to get in. I got it on max heat and max water flow. So we're gonna let that run for a while, and I'll time and see how long it takes to bring the temperature up. I'd like to thank Gasland again for sending this out to me. This was a total experiment, and they were willing to give it a try with me. So I really appreciate that. I'll leave links in the description for their website, gaslandchef.com, and also links for Amazon. And eventually we'll come up with some better solutions for the inlet and the outlet. This is just kind of a to see if it works type thing, just an experiment. That's our inlet and that's our outlet. So who knows, maybe we'll put some fittings through the wall of the pool, one down low for the inlet and one up higher for the outlet, and maybe spread them out like 180 degrees out from each other, just so you're not sucking your hot water right back in. All right, it's been right at an hour and a half since I started this. Let's see what our temperature is. I moved the thermometer over here to the other side of the pool just to be unbiased about the water temperature. And it is right at 90, just a little above 90. Yeah, there's 80, there's 90. Look at that. 90 degrees in an hour and a half. That's 15 degrees. So at 2 hours, this thing will probably be mid-90s, which is approaching hot tub level. Average hot tub's 100, 105. I just want to be comfortable, so I think I might go put my bathing suit on and get in and try it out. So yeah, there it is, Gasland 82,000 BTU, 3.18 gallons per minute, outdoor water heater for camping. If you have any questions about how I did this or what I used, if I didn't explain it good enough, please feel free to comment. Leave me a question in the comments and I'll get back to you. So thanks again for watching Projects with Paul, and we'll see you next time.